What's up? What's up? What's up? Michael Gebben here, your mind mechanic, tuning up hearts and minds one at a time so your ideas don't die in your hearts, heads, and hard drives. This is your daily jumpstart, and I'm excited to bring this fairly simple one to you today. These are designed to be, I used to call something I did back in the day Gebbs juice. And I've had people that are like, man, I need my daily dose of Gebbs juice. So I've made this where I can do this, have fun, and have it be that spark, have it be that catalyst, have it be that jump start for you to get you moving forward and making progress towards the things that are in your mind, in your imagination, and in your dreams, so that, as I say, your ideas don't die in your hearts, heads, and hard drives. So today, I'm taking from this little book I found one day, Charging the Human Battery. How fitting. I just opened it to record this one today. Super simple right here. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were big things. It's so fascinating because I posted, I don't know, a few weeks ago, this picture, and it said, this is a real rock, this is a real lake, this is real trees, and it goes on and it says, now all you have to do is flip the picture upside down. And what was so interesting as that when you're looking at it, when it's saying this thing, you're looking at it and you're looking at it from the perspective, you don't think to turn it upside down. I mean, there's most pictures, you either know what they are and wow, I need to flip this upside down. But then there's things you're just like, okay, that is what it is. You're seeing that perspective. And I believe media, news, and everything, a lot of things. I always try to watch those words like everything, because not everyone and not everybody and not everything is this way. But there's a lot of things out there where we're seeing one perspective. The video I just did yesterday, there's that aspect of what you focus on and predicting your future. And this idea that my background right now, if you're watching this, I can point left, right, up, down, anywhere in between, what's going on? Like, I can take this sweatshirt off, right? Now I just got this white shirt on, but you still don't know what color pants I got on, what color socks, what color shoes, right? Am I wearing shoes? You can't see that. Now, this idea of shifting perspective, so something like that, it looks like just a weird picture, and then you flip it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's totally normal. It's a rock sitting in a lake, right? Versus like, it looks like a rock floating in the air. And you're like, wow, but it's real. Like, how is it real? And your mind is confused until you flip it over. And so a lot of times, all you need is that little shift, right? At times we are looking, I know in my life, the things I got to achieve, I got to, travel the world and for a little bit of time with Tony Robbins and film his Date with Destiny, and went to his island, or, his home in Fiji, and shot things there. And I've been to Sir Richard Branson's private island. I've done these, as people have said, reaching the unreachable or achieving the impossible. And the interesting thing is there was a period of time in my life between 2012, 2014, 15, where, as I work on the inner work with each of you each and every single day, with tuning up your mind and getting you jump started, if you will, there's this aspect that I'm coming from the things I'm teaching from a place of experience, not a place of theoretical, I've read about this in a book, but I've never experienced it. Because I think in my coaching practice, one of the biggest things, one of the largest things that have helped people transform faster, shift quicker, accelerate, faster, has been the fact that I'm practicing what I preach, right? I am doing what I say. So it's not, hey, have a really difficult conversation with someone, but I have all these difficult conversations that I'm not willing to have. And then wondering why the people that I suggest, hey, that might really help you out, they don't ever do it. And I find it's those times where we can be authentic and people can see someone who they deem to be like them, or to be real, or to be honest, and to be someone like them, relatable, that then there's more likelihood to take that action or to believe that person. And so at times, I think that there are things that we can look at from my eyesight, my hearing, my voice, my hands, that, the majority of the population has their eyesight, their hearing, their voice, their hands, their feet. They can walk, they can talk, they can do these things. But there's somebody right now whom they don't have their eyesight. They don't have one of their hands. I'll go a little dark here for a second, but there is that aspect that, to you, if you were to have it and then lose it, and that could be relationships, that could be business. A lot during the pandemic, there was people who lost their businesses whom they loved it. And it was a colossal loss, like big. Others, the loss was like, that was the greatest thing that ever happened. But so when you really can start to step outside yourself, experience life, experience all the emotions, but also be an observer of your life, you have that ability to really look and go, wow, some of these things that I take for granted, some of these things that I seem small are actually huge. And if I shift my perspective, it's not that they're huge to me, but although they can be, but somebody else, this is huge. One person's blessing is another's curse. And I think when you start to recognize that, you have higher levels of empathy, recognizing that when we're looking at other people and we're judging them, or we're like, why did they do that, or this or that, what we find is that hurt people hurt. And if you really recognize that when someone quote unquote hurts you, you can look through a different lens and filter and see that situation as something that doesn't have to be this, oh gosh, and frustrated and mad and all about you, but yet recognize what's going on probably in their life that they would show up and act that way or say that thing. The likelihood is there's a lot of pain and suffering going on in that person's life. As a person, by and large, who's happy and loving and caring, how does that person show up? What do? They go around hurting and harming people all the time and saying hateful things? Or they go around loving and compassionate? And so we can all make these shifts, and we can turn the mundane into a miracle. We can turn the simple into something larger. We can see the joy in everything, because for you, something that may be small would be large to someone else. I realized when I made my transition from videography to coaching, I had achieved things that some people had envy. It's like, I want what you have, but I didn't want it anymore. But that recognizing of I'm super grateful for all the relationships, all the life lessons, all the learnings. So what are you experiencing right now that you're kind of throwing in the trash as if it's nothing, and you could make it something and have a greater level of appreciation for that thing? And when you experience life that way, having a greater level of appreciation for everything, life becomes a lot lighter, not so heavy, not so dark, not so scary, because then you can shift your perspective and you can make things anything you want them. And that ties into yesterday with your imagination. If you're really upset about something right now, what are you imagining? How could you shift your perspective? How could you be more, as people say, grateful? But the more and more millionaires and very wealthy financially people who I deem to be happy bring that up, maybe there is something to it. I've had things where I'm like, yeah, they don't know me. And I make all these excuses and all this stuff up to why it doesn't matter who they are. I don't resonate or I don't relate, and I'm not going to listen. But there's certain things I've experienced enough to know, yeah, it's not just because they're wealthy they say that, because I see certain things like gratitude mentioned by everyone. Live your life your way, create your life your way, and recognize that sometimes it's the simple things that someday you'll look back and realize they were the big things. They were the miraculous things. And so do your best to enjoy each and every single moment of each and every single day. I know there'll be challenges. I know there'll be difficulties. I know there'll be, wrenches thrown in the engine that throw things off. But the truth of the matter is, experience what happens in those moments and then try to step outside yourself and observe, what can I learn? And how could I shift my perspective? How could I see this differently? How, by seeing it differently, could it change my emotions, change my feelings, which then again will change your actions? Rock and roll, my friends. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. By Robert Blount. I appreciate you. Check out mindtuneuptimelive.com, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time every Tuesday. I do a live session on Zoom where you can jump in, and a new person every week gets some coaching. So you can check that out. Your daily jumpstart here to tune up hearts and minds one at a time so your ideas don't die and your hearts, heads, and hard drives. Keep rocking. Have an incredible day. We'll talk soon.